Hello and welcome to another Dotatwocast commentary. I'm WSLK, and today I'm going to be bringing you a first-person hero video of myself playing Clockwerk. In this game, the players are myself, Beatiz, Tobacco, and Sully on my team, and we are against Brax, Ted, Brazilian Han player, How Do You Get Sliced, and it looks like one other Smurf that I'm not familiar with. I know that the team that I'm against is queued up as 5. We're queued up as 4, so this should be a relatively interesting game. As you can see from my starting items, I did random Clockwerk. Quite a few people did choose to random in this game, so I do have the advantage of some better starting items. I did choose to grab a Ring of Protection, 2 Gauntlets of Strength, some regen, and a Circlet, so I can grab a early Ring of Basilisk as well as an Urn, and I'm probably going to be turning that Circlet into a Bracer later in the game as well. As you can see, I rocket right there, trying to actually block the creep spawn at 30 seconds, but the rocket impacted probably a second too late. Trying to be cutesy there with that rocket block, which actually does work. You can permanently block a spawn with Clockwerk if you shoot a rocket there about 5 seconds before the creep spawn every time. That's just an interesting little fun fact there. So as for our lane right here, you do see it is Clockwerk and Marana against this Spectre and Venomancer. We see basically just entering kind of a creep farming state right now. They definitely have a bit more harass at this stage in the game, with the Venomancer having serious harass potential with his Nether Toxin, well, with his toxic ability, which does serious damage over time if he just gets one hit on you. So that definitely makes his harassing hits go quite a bit further than Potom. And of course, myself, I can only really harass with Rocket because I am a melee hero, so I'm not really going to be getting in range of him anytime soon. You do see him throwing out that Venomous Gale right there, getting some slow as well as poison damage on myself and Potom. Venomancer's definitely really annoying here in a lane against in a dual lane where you can't quite kill him because he is going to be able to harass 2 heroes pretty much off the lane quite easily, as long as they're not both 600 range heroes, which of course we are not, myself being Clockwerk here. As you can see, we can tell that Furion is jungling and pulling because we do see that the creep waves did stack up here, meaning that he did pull a single stack of creeps. If he had pulled a double stack, we would have just seen an absence of a wave, which is definitely something that's really bad if you're laning against 2 heroes, because they're able to take advantage of having an entire another wave of creeps and farm. As you can see, I'm going Battery Assault on this Spectre right now, but I'm going to have to back out because there is another wave of creeps right there to absorb the procs of Battery Assault. Potom getting pretty low here. He is going to Tango up. Looks like he should be fine. However, we do see this Spectre actually using Spectral Dagger right there with one last auto attack from Venomancer is going to allow them to take out Sully on this Potom, which is definitely not a good thing. Spectre with the extra gold farm at the very beginning of the game, definitely not something that you want to have to deal with. Spectre, of course, is a kind of a pain in the ass hero to deal with when he gets farmed. As you can see, so far in the lane, I've been primarily trying to give the creep farm to Potom. As you can see, I kind of hit the creep right there, so it would be in last hit range for Potom. Of course, I am snatching a few creeps for items of myself, but beyond your kind of basic core items on Clockwerk, so your choice of boots, maybe an Urn, a Ring of Basilisk, and some survivability, items really don't go that far on Clockwerk, especially when you compare it to a hero like Potom or any other carry hero. Gold definitely much more useful on Potom. I'd rather have a Manta style on Potom than a Aghanim Scepter on Clockwerk. Any day I would take that train. As you can see now, I am throwing out some harass on the Spectre right here, battery assaulting him, kind of keeping in place. It's going to allow this arrow to go down. However, he is a little bit too tanky right now with that dispersion passive, so I am going to have to back out right here with Potom. I am getting relatively low, and it looks like How Do You Get Sliced is actually coming into the lane right here. He is going to be trying to kill me, throwing down a Sprout right there. I'm getting relatively low, however, I should survive this last auto attack, and it looks like he is actually going to get arrowed right there. I'm going to turn around and throw out a rocket flare, and how do you get sliced? Actually going to go down. Kind of an overcommit on myself right there, as well as he did get hit by that arrow. Kind of a blunder by him. The score is now 2-1. As you can see, our Anti-Mage was able to pick up a kill down bottom. Just kind of looking at this lane, it looks like Weaver definitely being difficult for him to handle. I would imagine what happened is he was able to blink on Weaver, take out the rest of his mana, so he couldn't Sakuchi away, and Lich held him in place with that Frost Nova ability. So right here, I am going to be grabbing a Teleport Scroll and Boots, I would imagine. Yes, Boots definitely really good early on, because it'll allow me to isolate that Spectre pretty easily with Battery Assault, be able to keep up with her as well as auto-attacking, so that this Potom can land an arrow really easily. Although you might not think of Battery Assault being a skill that holds opponents in place really well, it actually is, especially combined with Cogs. If I can trap this Spectre, it's a free 100% arrow on this Spectre from Potom. As you can see, I'm getting in close right now. I'm going to Cog, throw out Battery Assault. Potom not noticing right now. He is going to start moving towards us. He should throw out an arrow right here. The Battery Assault is kind of keeping him in place. It looks like that is going to hit the Spectre. I would imagine from a Starfall here and some auto attacks, he is going to go down. So that's definitely good for us, making up for that early kill that Potom did give up to Spectre. As you can see, Lich did go down bottom right there to Weaver and Venomancer, who was actually ganking. Or actually, Weaver and Sand King. So I did pick up a Ring of Basilisk now. Definitely an amazing item in a dual lane or a tri-lane, more so in a tri-lane, because that flat rate mana regeneration, if you change it to a hero's only aura, definitely great for keeping your allies' mana up as well as your own, so that you're always ready to throw out a combo of skills if you do catch someone out of position, like we did catch that Spectre out a bit earlier. Additionally, you can use Ring of Basilisk if your creeps are pushing and you've managed to kill the enemy heroes. You can just switch it to be a creeps aura as well, so you can push down towers relatively easily. There's really nothing keeping like pretty much any level 5 hero from taking a tower with a Ring of Basilisk, as long as you burn your skills to kill the creeps after you've killed the hero in lane. As you can see, I'm kind of dancing around right now, trying to get Spectre away from the creep so we can't farm, as well as trying to maybe get an opportunity to throw out a Battery Assault so that Potom can land an arrow with the Battery Assault Cogs combo. Clockwerk definitely a really good hero to combo with Potom. The heroes that I would think are great to lane with Potom. Kind of any hero that has a stun, as well as, you know, Earthshaker and Bane Elemental. Right now you do see that I am able to catch this Spectre in a Cogs right here, and he is going to use the ultimate to try and take away some of the procs of my Battery Assault. However, it looks like he is going to go down right there. We've got a Venomous Gale coming out from Venomancer, and it looks like How Do You Get Sliced is going to teleport in. He's going after me, but he's not going to be able to catch up because he doesn't have boots. But it looks like they are going to be able to take out this Potom, who did get caught by that Venomous Gale right there. As you can see, I did break level 6 right there, so when I teleport back to a lane, I am going to be able to gank pretty confidently with that. His hook ability is definitely really good if you teleport in behind some trees or in fog, and you're able to throw out a hook onto a hero in the lane right when you teleport. Definitely really dangerous, because most heroes won't even see that you've teleported in the lane before they're already hooked and trapped. As I was saying a bit earlier, Clockwerk and Potom is definitely a pretty good lane combination. Other examples of good Potom lanes are stuff like Earthshaker and Potom, so heroes with long-range stuns. For instance, Earthshaker can throw out a Fissure the instant that Potom arrows, and it results in pretty much a 4 or 5 second chain stun. As you can see, I did teleport in right there. I'm going to throw out a hook, about 1,000 range, Cog up, and Battery Assault. This is Venomancer, and he is going to go down. I believe that is the first kill that I actually got. Yeah, 1, 0, and 3. Been giving the majority of the kills as well as the farm to Potom. He does have about 25 creeps right now, which is not terrible for a dual lane, especially since they were running a Venomancer Spectre as well as the Furion of the Forest for support. You want to aim towards 50 every 10 minutes. However, I did take about 15 of his creeps, so combined we got about 40 creeps from the lane. That's not too bad. Yeah, you always want to be aiming to get about 50 creeps per 10 minutes from any lane. That's just kind of like the bare minimum that you should be aiming for. Like if you're left alone with a good farming hero, or just with any hero, if you have complete lane dominance, you can get high 60s, even low 70s of creeps relatively easily if you're just really focused and calm about getting creeps. As you can see, I do get galed right here. I am going to just throw out a teleport because I know it's my only chance at surviving. It looks like I do get away with 40 health, 10 health after that last tick, and I am going to make it back to the fountain quick enough, so I'm actually going to survive that just barely. Clockwerk's one of those heroes you don't really have an escape ability, and if you notice that you are getting ganked, and there's probably no chance of you escaping, so basically slow heroes like the Venomancer and the Furion that were on me, don't hesitate to just throw out a teleport, even if you're at full health. Always better safe than sorry, because a stun hero always could creep up on you and prevent you from teleporting out a little bit later in the gank. So just don't hesitate to use teleports early. Always a good idea. Better safe than sorry, I say. As you can see, I'm basically just returning top. My goal right now is to just stunt this Spectre's farm, because it looks like our Anti-Mage is getting relatively decent farm bottom. So I'm just trying to allow him to get free farm while I try and keep down the Spectre with bottom. Looks like bottom is going to be diving in right here. He's taking a lot of poison damage. I would imagine Furion's going to teleport in. Yeah, as you can see his teleport on the mini-map. I'm going to throw out a hook, close range hook on this Venomancer, and it looks like bottom is going to go down, and you see I teleport away right there, knowing that if I had stayed, I definitely would have died to that Furion. He does have boost now, and I imagine Sprout was coming off cooldown pretty soon, so I definitely would have been going down a few seconds after if I hadn't thrown out that teleport. I'd imagine I'm going to finish off my urn right now. I think I'm having a little bit of brain fart there, as I couldn't really find where the urn was in the selection menu. I would always think the urn would be under the initiation items instead of the more supportive, because I mean, a lot of heroes get it for non-supportive reasons. Like Clockwerk, it's a pretty offensive item on Clockwerk. Throwing down an urn when someone's cogged and taking battery assault, that extra 200 damage can sometimes be the difference between a kill on the opponent and a death on yourself. So when you have urn, a lot of people get urn. It's a really great item. The thing is, you can never forget to use its active ability if you want to get the most out of it. It's something like BKB. I see a lot of people getting BKB nowadays. I mean, people are always getting BKB. It's not just nowadays. But I see a lot of people that actually forget to use the active ability in fights. You see, I did throw out a hook there from Fog, and it looks like arrow follow-up from bottom. He's going to go down. However, there is 2 teleports in here. I should have just teleported earlier. You see, I got a little bit cocky there. I thought I might be able to get away. But I should have just thrown out my teleport as soon as Spectre died, and I saw that there were 2 other people teleporting in, and hoped that I could have escaped, instead of risking getting away right there, because I definitely could have lived. But instead, I died and wasted 135 gold, which is definitely not a good thing. As you can see, I'm looking at B-Diz right now, playing Rasta. He's actually picked up Boots of Travel on Rasta, which isn't a bad item. He does have wards level 2, so he's probably going to be looking to push down a tower. Looks like he did throw his ultimate middle, as you can see from the green dot on the mini-map. I'm going to be teleporting mid right here, I think. Yep, it looks like Sand King is really low on health right there. Looks like quite a few heroes are low on health. Sand King choosing to burrow strike back in. A lot of heroes really low health. I'm going to throw out a rocket on this Sand King, net that kill. Looks like Spectre is in fog right now, so I can't see him. I'm going to throw out a hook, lucky hook right there. He did go through a choke point, so I imagine that he would be there. Going to pick up a double kill right there. And I was aware that Venomancer was low health, and I figured he would be juking around, not going back the straight way, so I threw out a rocket right there, and it looks like I'm actually going to snatch a triple kill right there, so that was just kind of like a badass series of events right there. Just a blind hook followed by freaking halfway across the map, blind rocket. Get up a triple kill right there as a Clockwerk. Definitely a cool thing to do. I gotta love those plays as Clockwerk. It's definitely one of the most satisfying things to shoot a rocket towards the enemy fountain and pick up a kill from a retreating hero, because you know it's just kind of the kill's basically like all intuition. You do it like on your own. You'll get if you play Clockwerk a lot. I don't really play Clockwerk that much. I think I have probably 4 games as Clockwerk in Dota 2 right now. If you play Clockwerk a lot, you'll just kind of be more aware of the speed of opponents, so you kind of have to take into consideration that Venomancer just had normal boots, so he'd probably be about like one of the entrance ramps when my rocket was on cooldown, and I figured he would probably try and not go straight back because he is a good player, so I would expect that he would be conscious of me throwing out a rocket, so I kind of like expected his bluff and then threw out a rocket in kind of an unpredictable area. It looks like Beta is messing up on a ultimate shackle right there. Throwing out some swear words. Looks like Venomancer is going to get away. As you can see, I am moving into position in the fog right there. I was thinking about throwing out a hook on that Venomancer. However, there was a creep wave nearby as well as Weaver, so I'm not going to be going on that Venomancer like that. So you can see the score is 7-15. And we are 3,500 gold ahead right now, which is a decent lead. However, it's not like game-ending. The hero kills don't really tell the full story of the game. I am throwing out a hook, an urn, and it looks like I am going to be going on the Sand King. Looks like I made a major mistake there. Sand King throwing at that Sandstorm. He's going to be able to stun me back. However, luckily, Animage was able to take out that Sand King, so it wasn't an all-for-nothing sacrifice right there. We did get a kill for a kill out of that one. As you can see from the creep farm on our team, we have 3 heroes at about 50, and we have 2 heroes at about 50, 1 at 100, and they have 3 heroes at 50-ish and 1 at 75. So the creep score overall is about even. The Dire may have a couple extra creeps. However, we are pretty heavily favored in hero kills, so we're definitely ahead a little bit in the gold. We're even on tower kills, so even though the hero kills seem to be telling a different story, the game really isn't that uneven quite yet. I'd still say that both teams are definitely in this one. Of course, it looks like Furion is now going to be moving into that middle kind of pushing stage. He's great at pushing, as he can teleport to any lane. When other heroes have moved out to gank and such like that. So he saw that there was a lot of action going on bottom, so he decided to teleport middle right there and try and pick up a tower. However, he wasn't able to. They definitely have great pushing potential on their team with Furion and Venomancer. However, I don't know if Venomancer actually maxed his wards. I have no idea. I'll have to check when he revives. Let me see here. Yeah, Venomancer actually chose to max Venomous Gale. That is a viable thing to do since he was roaming the large part of the game, trying to get up more damage like that. He hasn't really been playing a pushing role, but I always prefer to max those wards on Venomancer. I think pushing's definitely more important than getting 1 or 2 ganks off, especially because the slow doesn't scale. It stays the same the whole time. As you can see, I did come in behind the Spectre right here. However, there is a Venomancer right there. I choose to turn around on him, actually, and it looks like he's going to go down really quickly to a combination of skills from myself, Rasta, and a Potom right there. So we are essentially going to pick up a free kill on that Venomancer. Looks like Potom going to be throwing out an arrow right there. However, the Weaver able to dodge it. Dust going out on a Weaver and a Hex. It looks like I am trying to move in position to get a good hook. However, there's just too many creeps around right now. Looks like the Weaver is going to go down right there. Brax definitely messing up a little bit on that Weaver. As you can see, he's doing next level thinking right there. He had 0 gold and he got that kill and died, getting 183 gold. Yes. Beta is saying advanced gameplay. players fighting over who had the more legitimate sacrifice right there. As you do know, you do get reliable gold from getting kills. That's actually something a lot of people don't know. There's 2 different types of gold in the game right now, reliable gold and unreliable gold. You get unreliable gold from hero kills and assists, and unreliable gold from killing creeps and towers and neutrals. And reliable gold can't be lost from hero deaths. So if you have 0 gold, if you buy all your items, you net a kill on a hero, get 255 gold or whatever, and then you die immediately, you will still have 255 gold when you revive. You won't lose any of it because it's all reliable. And the way that the spending works is it actually spends your unreliable gold before your reliable gold, so there's no like super math craft that can go into that. No matter what, you're pretty much always going to be losing the same amount of gold if you die, unless you have all reliable gold. As you can see, Lich definitely doing a pretty good job keeping up wards on our side of the map. Venomancer not so much. However, I do know that Rasta does have a gem right now. He picked up a gem for that Weaver, so he has been able to counter ward pretty much all their wards, which is definitely something that's good. Vision's always something that's really powerful on a hero, like Clockwerk or Pudge. As you can see, this tower getting dangerously low. I'm going to go in and get a deny right there, as well as hooking onto this Furion, throwing out battery assault. It looks like I'm actually going to get a hero kill as well as a deny right there. Definitely a great trade. However, Spectre ulting in right there. Potom throwing out his ult, however, Spectre going to be able to take me out right there. Definitely a trade that was worth it, I would imagine. I traded myself for a tower deny as well as that kill on Furion. Furion choosing to revive right there. Gonna be teleporting bottom and farming. Furion's one of those heroes that can get away with buying back pretty much instantly whenever he wants, because he does have that teleport to teleport right into lane. Usually at this point in the game, when buybacks are about 500 gold, and it saves you roughly a minute of time, you can usually teleport to a lane if there's a lot of creeps, and get the buyback gold back right away. A lot of people think that this early in the game, like before kind of the 30-ish minute mark, it's more important to buy back and get the extra experience rather than the gold, because gold and experience is definitely worth a little bit more than gold, I would say, early in the game. However, as people start getting higher levels and everyone has all their skills maxed and stuff, gold definitely starts playing a bigger role than experience. As you can see, that Sand King scaring away Potom right there. Let me just take a look at the items so far. Oh, I actually do throw a hook onto the Spectre right here. However, there is a Sand King nearby. It looks like Furion is going to be teleporting in. They actually have their whole team here. It looks like throwing out a Venomous Gale. I'm definitely going to be going down right here. Didn't see that they had their whole team right there. As you can see in all chat, I did say it's a trap. Beatiz was kind of messing around right there, not really doing anything. Slowly throwing out some blame. But anyways, back to the items. We see that I have my Urn, Ring of Basilisk, a Vitality Booster, probably going to be working towards a Vanguard. On Lich, we have Phase Boots, as well as Wards. He's doing what he should be doing. Beatiz on the Rasta, picking up a gem, Blink Dagger, and a Point Booster. However, it looks like he did get killed right there, so he is actually going to lose the gem. And then our Anti-Mage with a Battle Fury, Yasha, and Treads. Definitely some good farm for 23 minutes. Probably going to be working towards that. A Manta in the very near future. Manta Style is such a good item on Anti-Mage because throwing in a really good long-range hook right there is going to allow Anti-Mage to get this kill on Spectre. That was probably near max range hook. I'd say that had to be about 2,000 range. And he was out of sight for a couple seconds there, so definitely think that was a pretty stellar hook. Oh, I remember this part of the game. I am chasing this tree right now. Furion's summon, just kind of messing around with people because I know pretty much everyone in this game. So I am chasing down this tree, talking in all chat. Looks like Beatiz is going to be teleporting in, and he's going to blink in front and kill that tree. Sliced. Just messing around. We got the tree. Mission accomplished. I don't know if you noticed right there, but you can actually tell who is teleporting in by the teleport effect. There's a really thin line that's the color of the person that's teleporting in. So as you can see when Beatus was teleporting in right there, you can see a purple ring around his teleport animation, signifying that he was the one that was teleporting in. Anyway, so reasoning behind me picking up Phase Boots. This is a game where Spectre's got some serious movement speed between Spectral Dagger's phase effect, as well as the boots that she has. So, I basically just got phase boots so I'd be able to keep up and stay within that battery assault range. Especially because they do have Weaver too, so that helps if he is revealed and invisible, to help me stay kind of even with him. Another really good boot choice is a Arcane Boots. However, I felt like none of the heroes on my team really were lacking in mana. Rasa did get really good early farm, so he would be pretty much self-sufficient in mana. Lich, of course, doesn't make any use of Arcane Boots. Neither does any mage, really. And then that just kind of leaves Potom, who, I mean, Arrow's really long cooldown. The only skill that she really spams is Starfall, which she definitely has enough mana to use. I think she got a bottle this game, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, she did grab a bottle, so that's probably all her mana regen there. So if I was looking at a more push-oriented team that had a lot more spammable spells, I would have picked up Arcane Boots over these Phase Boots. As you can see, we are pushing down this tower, and I'm choosing to stay in a position where I will have a good angle to hook pretty much no matter what. As you can see, that was kind of a beautiful like hook and arrow onto that Sand King's Burrow Strike right there. However, I do get trapped in this sprout. I'm getting really low. It looks like I'm probably going to get away right here. Spectre is going to use reality on the image that's closest to me. I am trying to juke and get away in these trees. But as you can see, Fury on off screen actually teleported it right behind me and got one auto attack in. A true tragedy, as I scream in all chat, no. Looks like they are able to push us back there pretty easily. They are pretty much staying about the same in hero kills. We've been ahead around 10 pretty much the whole game. This Anti-Mage is, of course, getting really farmed. He hasn't died yet, and he had a pretty easy lane against that Solo Weaver with Lich supporting him. Of course, that deniability allows the creep wave to always stay near his tower, and it's pretty hard to stay close to creeps with a Lich barrage of Frost Nova always coming out on you. Weaver probably going to be working towards a Radiance next after that Hood and Power Treads. Yeah, so I think I might have mentioned earlier Anti-Mage getting Manta Style. The thing that's amazing about Manta Style is Mana Burn propagates to melee illusions, not ranged illusions. So Diffusal Blade Manta used to be kind of the standard for Potom, because back when Mana Drain worked in full on ranged illusions, so you would have 3 Potoms, each burning, 36 per hit. That hurts to have 100 mana gone every half a second if Potom's shooting at you twice per second at that point in the game. But when you've got Anti-Mage with his 64 mana burn, if 3 illusions are hitting you, and he's got a really fast natural basic attack time, he's pretty much burning like 200 mana, 300 mana every time all of his images hit you. All of his images hit you, and it's 192 mana, and you can pretty much hit twice per second once you have a Mana Style, Treads, and Battle Fury on Anti-Mage. So that's some really dangerous mana burn that he's got there. The other thing is that Mana Burn, of course, works in full on images, so that definitely makes his images a lot stronger, because images, of course, only do 30% damage. So if you do 200 damage, 30% of that is 60. But he's got Mana Burn for 64 points of mana. That's pretty much doubling his damage on the images. It looks like the other team is going to be gathering up to push here. However, we are going to be rotating bottom. I am going to be throwing out a hook on this Venomancer, I would assume. Yep. Grabbing that Venomancer, and it looks like Sand King choosing to use his Sandstorm right there. However, we have no way to reveal him. I think after a few seconds, I do realize that if you actually plant cogs about 100 range away from him, the push effect will actually push him away. As you can see, I'm kind of throwing out some funny conversation right there, saying it's a war of attrition between us waiting for Sandstorm to end. But of course, the duration of Sandstorm is actually 80 seconds, which is really ridiculous. As you can see, I do throw out cogs, and you can actually see him right there. However, he does Burrow Strike away yet again, and it looks like he probably is going to escape. I do throw out another rocket and see him. At this point, just kind of messing around, trying to kill the Sand King because I hate him. Not personally, I don't hate players. Just kind of messing around because there's nothing else to do on the map, because I don't want to take farm away from any mage who just burned through our jungle like 30 seconds. Just 30 minutes. He should probably be pretty close to his butterfly right now at the rate of farm that he's getting. As you can see, how do you get sliced right there, trying to run away. He is going to dodge through those creeps, throw out a sprout right there to try and fog himself, and I am going to get that hook off. I was being really picky with trying to hook right there. If I just hooked him earlier, we probably would have been able to get a kill, but instead it ended in both of us dying. I do say in all chat that I got a direct hit, which is typical me. And it looks like Lich and probably Rasta are going to be going down as well. Yep, Rasta going down and Lich as well. So it looks like we are going to lose our 3 heroes. However, it looked like top. Our Potom was able to buy back and take out the Spectre and Venomancer with the help of Anti-Mage, who is now bottom, and he's going to be going on this Furion as well as Sand King, and it looks like the splash from him is going to allow him to take out Sand King when he was invisible, and he is going to grab this Furion. A little bit of all chat banter going on, talking about how AM is a dirty pick. He is kind of an annoying hero to play against an unorganized team. Anti-Mage isn't particularly amazing if you're playing against an organized team, because if you're playing against a good team, they're going to tri-lane against your Anti-Mage, pretty much. And that means that you need to tri-lane your own Anti-Mage, or you need to sacrifice him getting any farm. And Anti-Mage is really weak in a tri-lane, so your tri-lane's almost always probably going to be losing against the other one. Conversely, if you run an Anti-Mage and you run your own tri-lane, they might just pick a harder carry like Void. He's actually a really good counter to Anti-Mage, and they'll just tri-lane Void top, and your Anti-Mage and their Void will both get free farm. However, I honestly give the advantage to Void over Anti-Mage if they have equal farm late into the game. As you can see, I did throw out a hook there, however, I was obstructed by a creep, but it doesn't matter because I'm still going to get close to this Venomancer. Going to isolate him with Cogs and Battery Assault right there, and he is going to be going down. Looks like Furion is going to teleport in. We do have Dust going out because he does have that Lothar's, and it looks like that is going to seal his fate right there. Ultimate coming out from Anti-Mage. He's godlike now. The game was definitely closer early on, but it looks like definitely getting out of hand. It's over the 15k gold lead point. Definitely starting to look one-sided, and probably going to be ending relatively soon, I'd imagine. As you can see, I've managed to maintain or be really useful throughout the entire game, even though I only have 30 creeps and not too much in the way of items. I do have 9 kills and 10 assists. That just kind of emphasizes the fact that with Clockwerk, you really don't need to be staying in lane and farming. We have 3 heroes that can make use of the farm of all 3 lanes, Rasta, Potom, and Lich. So there's really no reason at all for me to kind of sit in AFK farm when I can be protecting them and helping them net kills and such. I'll probably upload a VOD of me playing a carry next so you can see a little bit more diversity as far as VODs go, because this is kind of a really gank-centric game for me, and you might think I'm bad at creep scoring or something because I am playing Clockwerk, but I'm just honestly being like true to his role. As you can see, I still have my circlet from the beginning of the game. Probably going to make that into a bracer eventually. However, I do have over 1,000 gold, so I'm actually probably going to be selling it and grabbing a vitality booster, or actually a point booster, so I can get an Ags later on. That's what I imagine that I would do. Just going to see, they do have the Spectre bottom, who is going to be throwing a Spectral Dagger out into the forest. You did see him teleport right there. However, he was out of my vision when he threw out the teleport, so I thought he might still be back there, so I threw out a hook. If he hadn't teleported and stood still, he would have still been there, but looks like that was not the case. And, of course, our team's items just kind of getting a little bit ridiculous at this point. Upon him picking up that Diffusal Blade, Animage finished a Butterfly, picking up a Demon Age, probably going to be getting an MKB next, and it looks like Rasta is almost done with a BKB. BKB is definitely a great item on Rasta that not very many people seem to get. A lot of people choose to get, Ags and Blink. I think Blink BKB is much more useful on Rasta, because in any serious game, the team fight, you're never going to be allowed to throw out that shackle for a full 5 seconds without an AoE stun or a target stun hitting you and canceling the channel ability. But with a BKB, you can blink in, hex one, throw down your ultimate, throw out your Ether Shock, and shackle someone else, so you're effectively disabling 2 heroes for about 4 seconds, as well as throwing down wards and your lightning. So I definitely prefer that over having slightly stronger wards from Scepter, but still basically being chain stunned and owned by AoE abilities when you blink into the fight with a Blink Dagger. Throwing out a hook right there, Animate's just doing a crap ton of damage now. Definitely sealing the fate of this game. We are probably going to be Raxing right here and ending this. As you can see, Venomancer choosing to get a Ghost Staff, which is actually a great counter item to heroes like Animage, because of course his only ability that isn't physical is his ultimate. So you can essentially just use Ghost Scepter the instant he blinks on you, and he's essentially lost his mobility skill and he can't hit you. That's an item that a lot of players will get in higher level games. Ghost Scepter, definitely an often overlooked item that's just amazing against Animage. You can see throwing out a couple scout rockets right there. We have taken out the bottom barracks. I can only imagine that we are going to be taking out the other barracks as well. Animage does have ridiculous items at this point. MKB, Manta Style, Battle Fury, Butterfly, Aegeus, and a Power Treads. Kind of redonkulous. Beat is blinking in, throwing out some dust, gonna hold the Strion in place. He's pretty much instantly gonna die right there. As you can see, Beat did finish that BKB on Rasta, not that it was really needed. This Sand King, probably noticing that we didn't have dust anymore, is going to allow him to stay invisible. However, I am going to throw out a hook right there, and he is going to Burrow Strike and going to get killed by Animage blinking and throwing out an auto attack or two. Animage's attack speed is just ridiculous with that basic attack time. He attacks 0.38 seconds per attack, so he attacks almost 3 times a second. So if him and his images are attacking you, let's say that he attacks 3 times per second, he's burning 180 mana per second, and so are each of his illusions. So you're essentially losing 600 mana in 1 second. So that's 600 health, plus 3 attacks from him and each of his images doing damage. And then on top of that, he can throw out his ultimate that gets boosted by the fact that you just lost a crap ton of mana. After only 2 seconds, his ultimate's going to do over 1,000 damage. Kind of ridiculous. Something that people overlook on Animage is his ultimate is actually AoE, so it's actually pretty good with Enigma or something like that. If you can blink in focus a really high mana hero. So either Furion, maybe Tinker or something like that. It's caught in a black hole. If you throw out an ultimate on top of them and there's heroes nearby, yeah, that's definitely like scenario where you can get like triple ultra kill, maybe even like a rampage on Anti-Mage. As you can see, Slice just kind of messing around right now. Trying to push down some towers, however, Anti-Mage just blinking around, killing pretty much anyone in sight. I am staying in this kind of crevice between the two lanes, looking for potential hooks. As you can see, I did throw out the rocket there. I got vision of Venomancer for a second. However, I wasn't really sure where he was, and I wasn't really looking to throw out another random hook. Especially because I don't know who else is inside the base right now. And basically, just kind of standing still, trying to get that go to hook off, and spamming rocket to give my team vision of inside their base. Looks like Sand King is going to be burrow striking, trying to escape right there. Venomous Gale hitting this Potom, however, he is hasted. As you can see, I did throw out the ultimate onto Venomancer the second he came into vision right there. Going to seal a kill on him, and it looks like Sand King's going to die as well. So it looks like we are going to be finishing off their base right here. Rasta planning down some wars between their last towers. And yeah, this is definitely looking like it is good game for them. The tower's finally going down. Overall, I did finish with that point booster. A couple thousand gold. Probably would have been able to grab an axe pretty soon. Overall, I think this was a pretty good representation of how you should play Clockwerk. Hopefully you guys learned a decent amount from this game as far as positioning goes, how you want to behave in lane to isolate heroes. A lot of times Clockwerk is soloed middle, however there was Rasa in this game, so just keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this VOD. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm WSLK, signing out.